Good morning. Day 502 says 73 hostages have been brutally, barbarically, violently, and inhumanely were kidnapped to the hell called Gaza, right there at the edge, by the inhumane, barbaric, rapist, modern-day Nazis, monsters of Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, just ordinary Gazan civilians. UN and UNRWA and the Red Cross all complicit together. On October 7, 6,000 terrorists, inhumane, barbaric, rapist, modern-day Nazis, monsters infiltrated Israel. 70% of them were civilians. Innocent Gazans. Brutally massacred, raped, and burned people alive, and then kidnapped 251 people, and they are still holding 73 hostages for 502 days. We are here every morning, never giving up until every one of them will be back home to demand from these inhumane, barbaric, rapist, modern-day Nazis, monsters to surrender and let all of the 73 hostages go now, unconditionally, at once, in one bus. Join us for the pressure, to put the pressure on them, on these fucking monsters. Brutal monsters. So, more reports, as I shared yesterday, are now a little bit more finalized, more accurate, but we still cannot trust them. I don't trust them. When I'll see it, I will believe it. As a reminder, back in October, Hamas, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, told us that Hana Katzir was killed by an Israeli airstrike. And then they released her at the end of November of 23 at the hostage deal, alive. Hana Katzir since then, in December of 24, has passed away because of health has declined. May she rest in peace and her memory forever be a blessing. Another case of untrustworthy Hamas. They claimed in November of 24, the last November, they released a video showing a body, apparently a body of a dead hostage, unalive hostage that was killed by an Israeli airstrike according to their claims. That hostage was Daniela Gilboa, who was released alive a couple of weeks ago. Hamas continuously, and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad did the same thing, continuously torture us psychologically. It's a game for them. Look at these circus ceremonies, humiliation ceremonies that they're doing, are continuously doing live in television, like if it's a reality TV. To them, it's all a game. They don't care for human lives. They're enjoying the torture that they're placing on us, on their families, on the hostages. They're enjoying it. They're happy with it. That's their highest goal. Their highest achievement is to terrorize and to torture Jews. So when I will see it, I will believe it. When I'll see them, I will believe it. I don't believe the word of Hamas. But according to the reports, Hamas is expected to release tomorrow 4 unalive hostages. We don't know who they are. Once they will release them and the Israel authorities will identify the bodies and they will release the information to the public after notifying the families, only then I will report what the names are. Until then, not a word. For me, all 73 hostages are alive and we need to fight for them as if all of them are alive until we see differently. And then in other news and updates, they will also release 6 alive hostages. That's what they're claiming on Shabbat instead of just 3. These 6 hostages gonna be Omer Wenkert, Elia Cohen, Hisham al-Said, who was kidnapped in 2015, been held hostage by Hamas for 10 years. Also gonna be released Avera Mengistu, who was kidnapped in 2014, 9 years being held hostage. Omer Shem Tov finally gonna be back home this Saturday. And Tal Shoam should be released as well. Prayers for a safe return home, that everything will go smoothly, that they will not be tortured and humiliated as well on stage. Omer Wenkert, Elia Cohen, and Omer Shem Tov were all kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival. Omer Shem Tov was kidnapped alongside with his best friends, Maya and Itai Regev. Maya and Itai were held with him for a while until they were released because they were younger than him on the last hostage deal in November of 23. Tal Shoam was kidnapped from Kibbutz Be'eri with his wife and his 2 children, and with his mother-in-law and the wife's aunt and the daughter of the aunt. This is the brutality of these monsters, kidnap women and children. All the women and these children were released also at the November deal, and Tal has been held captive for 502 days. Also Omer Shem Tov, who is suffering from celiac disease. Some of these hostages are going to be released on Saturday, have underlying conditions, they have diseases, and I'm pretty sure that the health is not doing well, as we saw how the hostages have been treated, tortured, no sunlight, no water and food for days, held in these tunnels, being beaten. We demand the immediate release of all 73 hostages, not little by little. The second phase is now starting. 59 hostages will be remaining in Gaza after the first phase, because in part of the first phase, next week, we are expected to receive 4 more unalive hostages. And that will conclude the first phase. 59 more hostages need to be released at once, in one bus, no fucking ceremonies, no Red Cross. IDF go and take them in one bus and eliminate fucking Hamas. Meanwhile, in the US, they're globalizing the Intifada. These pro-Hamas supporters that all they wanted was ceasefire. I thought all they wanted was a ceasefire. Now they're going and protesting in the most Jewish neighborhood in all the United States. The most Jewish place outside of Israel, Borough Park in Brooklyn. Trying to stab Jews, trying to ram Jews with their cars, going to do fist fights. Thankfully, the NYPD is there, but they're not gonna really be arresting people. We'll see what's gonna happen there. But this is the true colors of this movement. They don't care about Gazans' lives. They don't care about freeing Palestine. All they want is to attack Jews and annihilate Jews and the Jewish state. And they are delusional. They're fucking crazy, because it will never happen. Insanity. That's the definition of insanity. Israel is strong, and the Jewish nation is strong and proud and resilient, and we're never going anywhere. We will continue to live strong and defend ourselves with whatever means necessary, from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. Am Israel will always be Am Israel Chai forever.